Kaivalya. October 12th, 2019. It's a wonderful morning. We have got up and we are headed back to Rishikesh. We parked here for a bit for an early morning cup of tea. All our bodies are aching. We're kind of lazy this morning while getting up, but still Rishikesh holds also a promise of nice exciting stuff. My nephew said we want to do some rafting with me, river rafting in the Ganges, so we're going to try that. Look at that, even if we stop in a corner for a tea, this is what you're gifted with. A lovely waterfall. There's so much of abundance this place is blessed with. That's why it's called the land of the gods. When you come to these small stalls, this is how he makes chai. आपका नाम भैया? रमेश. रमेश. और ये जगह का नाम? देवघाट. 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 Chai. Out of the world, they put ginger and all of that stuff. I don't know, it's too technical for me. But they make it perfect. You can't come to this place in Uttarakhand and ask for coffee. They just put some instant coffee and mix it and give it to you. But when you want it early morning, you want something warm, just says chai. That's all you have to say, chai. Chai with chini cum. Chini cum, chini is sugar. Cum is less. Say chini cum, less sugar. So they'll put a little bit. And it's heavenly. From Devgaon, we drove for a couple of hours and reached Ganga Nagar, which housed the ancient ashram of Agastya Muni, now a Mahadev temple dedicated to Shiva. We stopped en route at a place called Agastmuni. So this is a temple dedicated or built, I'm not sure, where sage Agastya lived. This sage or rishi was one of the pioneers in the path of yoga.
अच्छा जिस समय तू ऊपर गया तब क्या तूने?
Let's go in. This is a divine place. Again, if you can see, the architecture of the temple itself is very old. So this comes under the Uttarakhand tourism. Not sure whether I can take videography, but I'll just keep it on. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Agastya was one of the greatest gurus that was gifted to us by the universe. The energy is very, very peaceful and calm here. It's not like the radiant, vibrant, dynamic thing which I've experienced in Shiva temples. It's very peaceful, very calm. Om Namah Shivaya. If you notice, these arches are so small and tiny. It's just about little less than 6 feet high. These must have been little homes where they lived and did tapas, extremely simple lifestyle. And the main mandir that was built. bells. It's a beautiful Ganesha statue. Again, not sure what this deity is all about. There is. Make out that these are very ancient, perhaps a cave here where he sat and he worshipped. These must have been small images collected over centuries since his time. Jaya Guru Omkara, Jaya Jaya Sadguru Omkara Om. Jaya Guru Omkara, Jaya Jaya Sadguru Omkara Om. To the Divine Guru Agastya. To whom some of the greatest secrets were revealed. We'll do what's called a parikrama, going around the temple. Going around the temple in a clockwise direction is, look at these, all these monkeys, a whole army of them. There's a Hanuman.
That is the main reason.
There's a Hanuman here. No wonder there is monkeys. The architecture of this temple also is very beautiful. An old, prachin, ancient temple. As I was saying, going around the temple in a clockwise direction creates an energy field. It's like embracing the deity, embracing the energy. See, when you go around in reverence, it's like you're able to withhold it in your spirit, as it were, and carry this energy with you. Very peaceful, very sweet, beautiful little mandir dedicated to the Divine Guru Agastya. Manas bhajare Guru Charanam Dustara bhava sagar taranam Guru Maharaj Guru Jai Jai Sai Nath Sadguru Jai Jai Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namo Arunachala Shiva Arunachala Shiva Arunachala Shiva Aruna Shivo Omkaram Bhava Omkaram Bhava Om Namah. After a couple of hours drive from Agastmuni, we reached a beautiful temple on the Bhagirathi, the Dhari Devi temple. On our way to Devaprayag and Rishikesh, we stopped at another temple. This is a temple dedicated to the goddess Dhari Devi. This is the energy that protects this whole valley. It's interesting to know that this is a typical South Indian architecture gopuram, or the tower. That's the entrance. And that's very unique to find something like this in North India. A very old Hanuman temple, probably a couple of 100 years old, on the way. And there's the temple.
अपना इसी दर्शन कर लिए बहुत नीचा न
It's a very beautiful scenic location for this temple. As you keep getting closer to the temple, you have all these little shops, which is very common in India. As people buy stuff to offer to the deity or buy something, a memorabilia.
खाना के साथ आपको ले जाएगा Everybody wants to ring these bells. And I have to shut down the camera, I think, at this point. I'm not sure. Everything has a purpose, and so this temple serves a purpose of allowing us to offer our gratitude to this energy of nature that provides us this beauty, provides us this abundance and sustenance through the greenery of the forests and the rich plentifulness in water, lovely sunshine, and this nature that we experienced in the last almost 30 days now. All that is dedicated to a symbolic deity in the form of Dhari Devi. She represents the energy of the Uttarakhand valley, the valley that is famously called Devbhumi, the land of the gods. Why wouldn't it be? Everything is in abundance. All of the 5 elements are in abundance. And so again, it's our good fortune that we were able to offer this prayer and our heartfelt gratitude for this energy to have guided us, to have safeguarded our journey, and given us the energy to enjoy every bit and every moment of our stay here. Jai Dhari Devi.
After a couple of hours' drive from Dhari Devi, we reached Devaprayag, a powerful portal that marks the confluence of 2 holy rivers, Bhagirathi and Alaknanda, to form the holy Ganga.
It is one of the sacred Panch Kedar confluences of river Alaknanda. Now this place is a confluence of 2 holy rivers, the Bhagirathi, the chief stream of the Ganges, and the Alaknanda coming from Badrinath.
The town is named after Dio Sharma, a sage who led a life of penance and succeeded in having a glimpse of God. So the great temple of Rama has been erected, and 10,000 years ago it was erected. It's built of massive uncemented stones. It stands upon a terrace in the upper part of the town. Consists of an irregular pyramid capped by a white cupola with a golden ball and spire. Religious ablutions take place at the two basins excavated in the rock at the junction of the holy stream of Bhagirathi, known as Brahmakund, and the other on the Alaknanda, known as Vashishta Guha. That is the temple of Ram, erected 10,000 years ago. Uncemented rocks placed on one on top of the other. It was reconsecrated by Adi Shankara 2,500 years ago. This is where Rama did penance to Shiva. And the Vashishta Kund, another thing they're talking about, is way down there. This is Bhagirathi. That is Alaknanda. And it is at that point of confluence, we'll go and get a better look further down. At that point of confluence, she becomes the Ganges, one river. This is where Ganges begins. And this is that beautiful spot where Bhagirathi, she seems clouded here. And then from there comes Alaknanda from Badrinath. And the two rivers merge and become one, and then they get the name Ganges. And she flows all the way down to the plains, all the way down to Allahabad and Calcutta. You see people down there bathing there. They consider it ablution of all their sins when they bathe in that confluence of two rivers. There's tremendous healing properties in both these rivers, and when they get together, probably generate a lot more healing energy and spiritual energy that people bathe in. A little above that hill is a Sri Ram temple, erected 10,000 years ago, way down there. Unfortunately, this time I don't have time to stop and really go down and be part of this place, but just being here, I'm sitting at the edge of the road, cross-legged. It's crazy, but this is what I'm doing, sitting here and watching this beautiful place, one of the holiest places in India. We just sit here and watch these two streams merge, these two rivers merge. Experience that tremendous energy here. I was tired sitting in the car, and suddenly looking at this, all the tiredness is gone. Once again, in the language of yoga, if it could make any sense to anybody out there, it's like the chakras once again instantly become active. You feel the energy tingling all over the body, feeling very connected with nature. And the beauty of this place. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
From Devaprayag, as we neared Rishikesh, we stopped at Vashishta Guha, a wonderful cave and an ashram where sage Vashishta is believed to have lived and done penance thousands of years ago.
So about 20 odd kilometers before Rishikesh, we stop at what we want to explore, Vashishta Guha Ashram. This ashram and the cave associated with it is associated with a famous yogi, again like Agastya. He was one of the greatest yogis known to mankind. Vashishta Guha was a cave. Guha means cave. And if Vashishta lived here, then obviously there must be a cave somewhere. So the path goes down. Let me see. Yoga Vashishta is a text written by sage Vashishta, who was Rama's guru, Sri Ram. I don't know, millions of years ago, I guess, if our dates coincide with the English calendar. let's say thousands of years ago, just to appear sane. Now, when Rama gets disillusioned as a prince of Ayodhya, then Vashishta teaches him how to be in the world and yet be above it. And he gives this illuminating information on yoga. It's called Yoga Vashishta. Where he talks to Rama about him being the universal self and so on. It's a treatise for self-realization. It's an amazing text. Again, a lifetime of study. So you can see these monkeys and cows all coexist. Hopefully they are friendly. Not sure. I hope they don't think my camera is a piece of chocolate. All they are interested in grabbing stuff to eat, I would think. So right now we are just walking all the way down. That means we have to climb up too. But let's see. So just walking down towards the river. I'm secretly hoping this is the right place and we come across that cave which I've heard so much about. Let's go in here. Ganges is just out there flowing behind these trees. I'm going to go down a little further and then ask somebody where is the gufa or the cave. This must be the ashram. So this must be where these people stay, people who come here for spiritual practice. You need to be in some kind of community or get some reference to come and stay, I think. This huge piece of rock, I think, is the Vashishta Guha. Wow. Yeah, it is.
Shivoham 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 Shivoham
So that place was so quiet. The cave was just out of the world. It was very, very similar. The experience was very similar to the cave in Arunachala mountain. Complete silence, and the innermost cave just becomes narrow, and you can sit. There's a Shivalingam with a snake over it. It's amazing. And then to see it on the banks of the river Ganges is just completely, my mind was blown. I was sitting there thinking of Vashishta, Rama, my guru, Sai Ram. And then I come out and whom do I bump into? I bump into a whole group of Sai Baba devotees who are here to establish a Veda Pathshala, Shukla Yajurveda. They're establishing a school in Sai Baba's name that teaches Vedas and is going to propagate the teachings of the Vedas, Vedanta and so on. And it was such a fortune to meet them, and they said we could also join them. So I'm going to see if it's possible to squeeze it in. But I'm so considering it a blessing that I get to meet my guru's chosen ones, and one of them is my batchmate. I've been seeing him out of 40 years, Dev Sen, my dear brother. And wow, amazing. All right, let me get back into the car and then we'll catch up in Rishikesh. We should be there in another hour or so. I have to see for some white clothes if I have to attend the function tomorrow. Jai Bholenath, Jai Sai Ram. So we're going to spend tonight, tomorrow. Let's see, we have to attend Swami's program, Sai Baba's program. So I have to go shopping to get white clothes or something. If nothing, I'll just wear a dhoti and a kurta or something.
I don't know. I don't know why. So it's amazing how Sai Baba planned this and he's calling us. So again, excitement never ceases in this place. Look at the state of our car after all this driving. Kind of mud. Anyway, stuff is safe. My nephews did an amazing job driving. And we're all in one piece. Let's see how the rooms are, and then we're going out shopping for some white clothes or something, not track pants and t-shirts for a Sai Satsang. So after spending 24 days out in the wilderness, we're staying in small huts and small tiny rooms. Look what we are walking into. Room 104. This is at the hotel. Okay, and I opened the door and this is what greeted us. So like, oh my god, back to civilization. A very un-yogi like room, but at this point, you know what, I don't mind this. There are comfortable beds. There's actually neat towels here, white towels that look white, and there is air conditioning. There is TV. I really don't care much, but there is closet and there is a bath with hot shower. Three of us are like, oh my gosh, we're back to civilization, back to our comfort zone. So we're just going to change or do whatever and then head out to the markets of Rishikesh. Another beautiful day at Rishikesh in the Divine Valley. October 12th?
Yes.
October 12th. October 13th. Oh my gosh, I forget the date. October 13th, 2019. Oops. We are beginning our days with, look at these cows. These cows and calves, and we are on our way to Sathya Sai Ghat, where this amazing historical event is taking place, establishing Shukla Yajurveda Shastra Patashala, Sri Sathya Sai Shukla Yajurveda Shastra Patashala. This is such an amazing event, and we have, it's been divinely ordained and timed so well that we are going to be there. And so, we are on our way. It's early morning, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, 6:15. So we're hoping to grab a cup of tea and then reach that program. The morning in Rishikesh begins everywhere with prayer, yoga, meditation, old people going for walks, bulls and cows chilling, the nice breeze. So here we come to North Prashanti.
Before the inauguration of the Sri Sathya Sai Vedic School, we spent a couple of hours by the banks of the Ganges at the Sri Sathya Sai Ghat.
There is Sri Sathya Sai Veda Shastra Patashala, North Prashanti, near Lakshman Jhula, Rishikesh, Uttarakhand. October 11th to 13th, 2019, inauguration of the Sri Sathya Sai Veda Patashala. What an historical moment this is. This should be captured in the history in Rishikesh, in the Divine Valley of rishis and yogis. This is what's happening here. Jai Sai Ram.
I headed straight to the Sai altar. I placed a Brahma Kamal that I had picked up in Vasukital at the footstool of Baba's chair. As I offered this divine flower, it struck me that by giving me this opportunity to place a Brahma Kamal at his feet, he had accepted my 30-day pilgrimage. I prostrated with inexplicable gratitude to this divine master who had been with me all along.
Sri Mahadev Hall. There's a huge hall here for bhajans, for other gatherings. All of his teachings, his pictures are all over the wall. It's a divine picture. Swami. This is the way we knew him. This is the way I remember him. I'll always continue to remember him like this. Sathya Sai School, Rishikesh. This is where the little ones sit when they are brought to the school. Look at that. What a huge complex, a compound. All these are legacies left by one individual whose mission was to spread peace, love, truth and non-violence. Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat Swaha.
We spent the next couple of hours watching and participating in the various offerings during the Vedic rituals that marked the beginning of this holy school.
Om Tadeva Laganam Dudinam Tadeva Daina Prayag Ramandravanam Vijyamanam Devamanam Tadeva Lakshmi Paded Angriyudam Smarami.
Officially we are entering the Vedic school. This is the official opening and the entering. Blessing the classroom.
This is a Purnahuti, final offering.
Santo Jajamanasya
पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते स्वाहा Dakshinamurti Homam going on. Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Bhakhyam Vedam Pragyam Prayaccha Swaha Swaha Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Bhakhyam Vedam Pragyam Prayaccha Swaha Swaha Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Bhakhyam Vedam Pragyam Prayaccha Swaha Swaha Om Namo Bhagavate Dakshinamurtaye Bhakhyam Vedam Pragyam Prayaccha Swaha Swaha Adi Gurave Dakshinamurtaye Pratyaksha Sai Ishwaraya Namo Namaha Gandha Pushpa Phala Tambula Sahitam Atma Samarpana Rupena Mahapurnahutim Samarpayami पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते So here I am, having participated in this fantastic historical opening of the Veda Pathshala. It's such a good fortune to be part of this gathering. People have come from all over India. Over 1,000 people have gathered to mark this momentous occasion, and from somewhere out of nowhere I get invited to be part of this. So I really consider the grace of my Sadguru, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, for allowing me to be a part of this and witness it and record it for posterity. Sri Sathya Sai Shukla Yajurveda Shastra Veda Pathshala. What a great institution will this be in future and decades to come. At the Sri Sathya Sai Ghat, at the Sri Sathya Sai Primary School. Jai Sai Ram.
We spent the rest of the afternoon on a different kind of adventure, whitewater rafting on the Ganges River. It was a 2-hour excursion down the river. When the river was calm, it was beautiful and exhilarating.
Jai! Jai! Jai!
But when caught in the rapids, it became fun and physically challenging, to say the least. in all, I had a great time with my nephews, rafting and swimming in the Ganges.
Last day for now in India, October 14th, we spent the early morning at the Sathya Sai Ghat, Sri Sathya Sai Ghat in Rishikesh. Had a wonderful yoga session, and I did some video recording of the sun salutations that I'll be sharing soon. Hopefully it's come out well and I'm able to edit. But we had a lovely yoga session with my nephews on the banks of the Ganges. It's a dream come true. It was so beautiful. And now we're going to have a little breakfast and then head out to Haridwar, stop there at Shiva temple, and then drive to Delhi to the airport. Because it's 6 to 8 hours drive with traffic. It'll probably take a little longer. So happy to get back home, but I'm leaving Rishikesh and this land of gods. They bore me with a heavy heart. Well, until next time.
In spite of all the modernization of this little town, Rishikesh still holds the charm of being a deeply spiritual valley. The ashrams and temples along the banks of the Ganges continue to light the world with the ancient wisdom of the Vedas. Rishikesh will forever be the yoga capital of the world and the spiritual gateway to the Himalayas.
So on our way to the airport, we stopped in Haridwar, and again, some of the oldest temples in the north of Shiva and Ram is here in Haridwar. Haridwar is the gateway to Hari, the gateway to the gods, the gateway to heaven, if you will. So this is the beginning of the entire journey right up to Kedarnath and Badrinath. We're going to take the cycle rickshaw to Hari Ki Paudi. Hey Ram! तो यहाँ पे शिव जी का मंदिर किधर है? Mahesh Mehta, this is where I got the puja material, and you see all these shops full of stuff for worship. Everything is just, this place is packed with shops, everything you can even imagine to buy for your worship needs, along with of course bangles and all of that. So this is the, okay, hidden among all of this is a 200-year-old, very old temple of Shiva, where we're going to get this blessed. This is the entrance to this temple.
Klim Kaivalya
So this is Sri Shankaracharya Vijaya Tetaram Bhagavan Bhashyakara. So he's the one whose disciple, and there, look at this. This is where they lived. This was the bed, place where these gurus lived 200-300 years ago. And the disciple, the king of Nepal, built this temple as a replica of Pashupatinath, and this divine guru consecrated the temple, saying that if you don't have time to go to Pashupatinath, you can come here. You cannot go to Pashupatinath. This is the place. So this is the beauty of this and the energy of this temple. And it is said that after doing the Panch Kedar, you should end this in Pashupatinath in Nepal, where the full Swarup, all the 5 faces of Shiva are together. But here, being the replica, I couldn't go to Pashupatinath this time, and it so happened that I was guided to come here, and we got the lingams blessed. Feels so complete and fulfilled that every part of this trip has been taken care of so beautifully. Here is Kal Bhairavnath. This is Kal Bhairav, a divine. There's nothing to be afraid of this figure, but he represents time. Time is merciless. It just keeps. When time comes, it says, time waits for no man. So it's like that. This is that energy of Shiva. Powerful energy of Shiva representing time, representing the energy to destroy, transform. I love this energy of Shiva, powerful energy. Kala Bhairav, Jai Bholenath, Jai Bholenath. This Nandi is also brought from Nepal, specifically by the king, and is a replica of a huge Nandi that is there in Pashupatinath temple in Nepal. Here's a divine image of Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. The 5th face faces upwards. 4 faces facing the 4 directions. Beautiful. Jai Bholenath. Thank you, Shiva. Thank you for everything. Thank you for guiding. Thank you for showing me all your 5 beautiful energies in those 5 temples hidden in the Himalayas. And finally coming here to pay homage to all of the 5 put together. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
From Haridwar, we drove to the Indira Gandhi International Airport in New Delhi. I bid goodbye to my dear nephews.
Jai Bhole! Jai Bhole! Alright, so here I am in the last stage of my journey back home. I've checked in, cleared the security, I'm waiting at the gate. It's 1B and we should be boarding in about 30 minutes or so. Again, what an amazing journey this was. Every moment of every day was filled with divine consciousness, expansion, a sense of interconnectedness with not just human beings but with all the elements, a sense of deep experience of what oneness could really be like. Amazing spiritual openings, experiences of chakras. This journey has been as much an exploration of the self as much as it was an exploration of the Himalayan mountains. And that is what I keep saying about these pilgrimages, is the more you go out, the more you get out of the comfort zone, the more you trek into the unknown, if you will, trek into the unknown at your own pace, discovering these, facing the elements, spending nights in pretty uncomfortable huts with rats running around, getting potentially lost in the clouds and rain, freezing rain and all of that, right? But as you keep doing that, somewhere doors within you begin to open and you begin to understand a lot more of your own self. And to me, that is one of the greatest gifts yoga can offer, a spiritual pilgrimage can offer, is you understanding your own strengths, your own weaknesses. You're able to see yourself in the mirror and accept yourself with all your faults and strengths. So you're not living in some crazy cloud9 fantasy kind of world. Oh yeah, I can do that. Oh, I think I can do that. Oh yeah, I can face that. But when you actually face it, then you realize, oh my gosh, there is so much to learn in this. It's a very humbling experience. At the same time, very, very, very rewarding. And all I have to say at the end of this wonderful journey of 24, 25 days, not good at math, but at the end of this wonderful journey is I had the opportunity to learn so much more about this infinite self that we ultimately want to identify with. The infinite self, the infinite consciousness that is all of this has become the airport as much as it's become the mountains in the Himalayas, as much as it's become the porter who was helping me with the luggage. The same consciousness becomes the beautiful streams that adorn the valley that we call the Valley of the Gods. It's the same consciousness. And to identify yourself with that, to me, something like this helps. It's like a shortcut, if you will. And it adds richness to my own spiritual practice. And that is why I will keep doing this as often as I can, as much as I can. And if you wish to join me, you're most welcome. It'll be spiritually intense, spiritually rewarding, and we will just be crazy spiritual yoga, whatever you want to call yourself. Thank you for being there with me in this journey. Thank you for allowing me to do this, make this offering. And I thank the universe and I thank the spirit in you for watching. Please feel free to leave your comments, your feedback. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm crazy, I welcome that. I think I am, so I'm never going to defend that part. So, with all my love and good wishes, I'm going to say goodbye finally and put this camera off after a long time and put it away for good and begin editing this fantastic journey one day at a time, one episode at a time, I guess. Hopefully I'll be able to do more, discover more places and share them with you. So for those of you who cannot make it physically for whatever reason, because of time or health or age, circumstances, at least you can join me digitally, spiritually, and in that sense we are connected. My journey becomes your journey becomes my journey. I offer this whole journey to Shiva, who is within me and within you. Jai Bholenath, Jai Sai Ram.
Please consider subscribing to our channel on YouTube, the KYG channel, so you stay tuned to fresh yoga and spiritual content from KYG. Thank you for watching. Enrich your practice, empower your mind, enlighten your spirit. Namaste.
Kaivalya